I am going to be tipping the Sydney Roosters. I'm expecting the Storm to win. So I'm going to go to the Bulldogs winning. I'm going to go to the Rabbitohs. And I'm going to go to the Tigers. Do you think the Broncos will get the job done? I'm going to go Manly. I think the Eels are the real deal this year. I think the Eels will win this. Parramatta, you goddamn awful piles of shit. How the hell do you lose to the Knights? You ruined my perfect round. If I had $1 for every time I tipped the perfect round, it'd be no dollars at all. But I could have had one. I could have had $1, Parramatta, but you ruined it. Last week I didn't take ya. You win by 50. This week I take ya. You can't even beat the goddamn Knights. What's wrong with you? Also, my Bulldogs are still on the bottom of the ladder because you can't beat the Knights. Oh, I mean, I don't care. Welcome to my round 7 recap. Mr. Luke here for another video, and goddamn Eels. So guys, that was round 7. A few upsets, a few surprising results, in particular the Storm and Warriors. I thought it was going to be an absolute hiding, but 7 from 8 in tipping, not too shabby if I say so myself. Now, I've ranted and raved about the Eels. I think it's about time we actually talk about some games of footy. Let's recap round 7. So let's start with the first game. It was an Anzac Day clash between the Roosters and the Dragons. Roosters got the job done. Pretty convincing in the end. I don't think many people tipped against the Roosters. I think you're pretty silly to go against them. With the form they've been in, I mean, I think they're easily the best team in the comp. But the Dragons actually were on a bit of a roll. I said in my preview I could see the Dragons maybe pulling off an upset. Obviously, it didn't happen, but they did play pretty good. Matt Duffy was very, very good. He scored a nice little try at the end there. Zach Lomax started. They benched Ravalawa. It was a bit weird to carry Ravalawa on the bench. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of him, to be honest. I need to get rid of him from my super coach. But yeah, the Roosters, they're just so bloody consistent, so bloody good. No Luke Keary, no problems. It really was just a textbook Roosters game. So good. I think Angus Crichton scored a try. I don't know. They're just too good. Roosters, I don't know who's going to stop them, to be honest. On to the second game of Anzac Day. It was Melbourne taking on the Warriors. Melbourne got the win, but oh my god, what a shocking result. I actually put a bet on the Storm. I don't really put too many bets on rugby league because I feel like it's too unpredictable, but I thought this one, I saw Roger Tuivasa-Sheck wasn't playing, Carter wasn't playing, Blake Green wasn't playing. I thought for sure Melbourne going to win 13 plus. An absolute hiding was coming. Well, it's not the case. Warriors led for most of the game and probably should have won. I can't believe they actually didn't win. It seems to be the case with the Warriors. Against the Rabbitohs, against these top teams, they play very, very well. It doesn't matter who they've got out, like they have a really good performance, but they just can't, like, they can't secure that win. They just don't have that little, I don't know, the finishing touches. Storm did get a little bit of help from their referees. I do think the penalty at the end was a penalty, but it's one of those ones where sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't, but I think it was a penalty. And then obviously Storm got the win. Storm kind of just doing what they have to do. I keep saying it every week. Storm, the form that they had to start off the season, it's not quite there at the moment. As long as they have it at the end of the season, it's not too much of a worry, but they're kind of just getting past teams, especially against teams that they should be flogging, like the Bulldogs, Warriors, teams like that. They should be given a hiding, but they're not doing it at the moment. So maybe some worrying signs for the Storm. They did drop Curtis Scott, which is a little bit weird. I don't really understand that. I know he's not playing the best, but they brought in the guy they brought in didn't really do too much in my opinion. But yeah, the Warriors, I think Chanel Harris-Tavita, very, very good player. Their forwards really aimed up. Lachlan Bird's been a great find for him. But yeah, they just played very, very well. So yeah, good job, Warriors. Didn't get the job done, but it was a great effort. Now on a Friday night, it was the Bulldogs taking on the Cowboys. What a win for the Bulldogs. Now, I've got to say, I didn't get to see this game live. I was so gutted. I got called into work. I said, yeah, right, I'll go into work. And then I realized, oh my god, I'm actually going to miss the Bulldogs game. I haven't missed the Bulldogs game in so long, but I was so glad that I recorded it, came home, got to see a great performance, a great victory. Bit unlucky to not score a few more tries. The first try where Ockenbar went over, they ruled it forward. And a bit touch and go. I mean, I don't know. Kind of looked forward to me at first, but the commentators were going on about how it wasn't forward. So, I don't know. Cowboys, their backline just doesn't do anything. I mean, compared to the Bulldogs, we had Ockenbar. He's got shit hands, but man, he can run the ball. And he makes a hell of a lot of meters. Hopewadi makes good meters every week. And you compare that to the Cowboys. Their wingers and centers and stuff, they just don't do anything, in my opinion. And that's where they're let down. Their forwards can do amazing things, but they just don't get any help from their backs, which is what you need for those top teams. And the Cowboys just lack that. It's kind of funny to think going into the season, even with Taumalo, you know, out and stuff, I probably would have expected them to be easily in the top 8, and it's just not happening. They're not even beating the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, however, just putting in the effort. I was going to say every week, maybe not every week, but you know, 9 times out of 10, Bulldogs going to give you 110%, and that's what you want. When you're supporting a team like the Bulldogs, one of these lower teams, it was like the Knights a few years ago. As long as you see effort, you can't be too disappointed. And this week, there's a lot of effort. Haru and Nara, outstanding. Ockenbar, obviously, you know, he's got to try, hands a little bit, But Hopewadi had a good game. I thought Cogger was pretty good, Meaney pretty good. But yeah, Haru and Nara, absolutely outstanding. On to the second game of Friday night, we saw the Panthers be defeated by the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I think it was 22-18. It wasn't a convincing win by the Rabbitohs, but a win nonetheless. Panthers, they did fire up a little bit. It was probably one of the better games Cleary and Maloney have played together in a fair while. But still, they didn't get the job done. It seems to be the case with Penrith. They have a pretty good team. They have a team with a lot of potential. I say that every year. We talk about how much potential their team has got. But they have a few good players here. Yeah, they could be stars. Kickout, absolutely outstanding. But they just don't have that good overall team. I can't even explain it. Like guys like Mansour and that aren't even playing that well. Your experienced players. The guy they got at fullback, Aikens or something, he looks so much better than Edwards. Edwards, he was alright like last year, but he wasn't like an outstanding player. He was kind of just, a serviceable fullback. But this guy looks a lot better, a lot bigger, a lot stronger. But yeah, the Rabbitohs, they were pretty good. Adam Reynolds was pretty good. Cody Walker, outstanding. And yeah, Cameron Murray, Burgess, all those guys, all your usuals for the Rabbitohs were quite good. But yeah, it was a pretty good performance from the Rabbitohs, pretty good performance from the Panthers as well, to be honest. But yeah, Rabbitohs getting the job done, and that's the main thing. Now on to Saturday night. Now I've got to admit, I didn't see this game at all, but it was at Scarlet Park. It was the Tigers defeating the Gold Coast Titans. Now apparently the Titans got off to a pretty strong start. I saw Tyrone Peachey scored a try. I saw that Titans were kind of in control, and then the Tigers, it was just all one-way traffic after that. Tigers with the big comeback, and ended up giving the Titans a bit of a hiding. It's really disappointing to see a player like Ash Taylor not doing anything, considering right now Daly Cherry Evans has gone down injured. He would have been the leader for Queensland to be the halfback, you would think. Then it's up like to Ben Hunt and guys like that who they've tried, and it's not really worked out. Ash Taylor last year, I was talking about how he should have got picked ahead of Cherry Evans, and since then he's done absolutely nothing, and he still remains like just not doing anything. I know that he had a bit of an injury going into this game, but Tyrone Roberts controls everything. Ash Taylor, he's the halfback, he should be doing it, but he's just not doing it. Now for the Tigers, Josh Reynolds went down injured. I think it's disappointing for Josh Reynolds. It seems like every year now, it seems like his body's just gone, especially with his play style. He plays such a physical style. He's one of those guys, high energy, fittest player on the field, just keeps going and going and going. And unfortunately for him, that sort of style, Kieran Foran's kind of experienced the same thing. The ones who put their body on the line and that, they do break down quite easily, and that seems to be the case. But Benji Marshall, pretty strong replacement there, and the Tigers going from strength to strength. I know they got flogged last week, but I think Maguire, he's starting to find there's something there with the Tigers. I don't think they're going to make the 8, but they're building something. Speaking of flogging, to move on to the Broncos, who absolutely flogged the Sharks. It was a disaster of a night for the Sharks. Josh Dugan pulled out in the warm-up, I think something like 1 minute before the game actually, the warm-up was over. They debuted this guy, Ronaldo. Not Cristiano Ronaldo, didn't play anything like that. I mean, he was alright. But the Broncos, it was just all one-way street with the Broncos. Just Milford dominated. Nicaragua was good. The Broncos, the forward pack was absolutely outstanding. I think 3 of their forwards all ran over like 150 meters. I think Payne Haas, I think it was Matt Lodge, someone else, so maybe Fafita, maybe Gillett, someone, but I remember there was 3 of them all ran over 150 meters, and they definitely laid the platform, and that's what the Broncos are good at. Like, your players like Milford and Nicaragua, they're really good at winning those games where your team's in control, the forwards are going forward. It's when things aren't going well that they really, really struggle. They don't have the ability to sort of turn things around when the going's tough, but the going is definitely not tough this game. The Sharks they just offered nothing, really. Sean Johnson went down with injury, but they're already getting flogged at this point, but his Hemi is gone. Like I said, Josh Dugan pulled out in the warm-up. It's a bit unfortunate for John Morris, who finds himself in his first year and probably the toughest time the Sharks have had in quite a while in terms of their playing roster and that. I'm not talking in off-field stuff, but in terms of their playing roster, so many injuries and a lot of injury-prone players, to be honest with you. A lot of old players. It's just not really going to plan this year for the Sharks. 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. Now onto the game that I think could be match of the round. It's right up there. It was Manly defeating the Raiders. Now in this game, the Raiders got off to a very, very strong start. I think Jack White scored 2 quick tries. First one was just some bad defense. Actually, both of them were bad defense. Kane LG pulled out for Manly. I don't know if he was dropped or he's injured, but Lachlan Croker came in and he actually had a really good game. Scored 2 tries himself. So both the 5'8s of both teams, both scored doubles, was actually quite interesting. Doesn't really happen too often. But yeah, Jack White was pretty good. I thought Sam Williams didn't really do too much. Hodgson didn't really do too much either. But yeah, the Raiders, they were pretty good, but Manly just that little bit better. Manly they just got something this year. They just got that fight. It's like when I was talking about the Bulldogs. They've just got that, I don't know, they just give 110% for 80 minutes. The only difference is, Manly have players like Jake Trbojevic and Cherry Evans. And speaking of Cherry Evans, down with injury, looks like he's going to be out for quite a while, could possibly miss Origin. That's a real shame for Queensland because he actually has been quite good this year. But yeah, with Manly losing Cherry Evans and Tom Trbojevic, you think they're done for. But with how the team's playing, they're just finding all these unknown guys. Like Corey Waddell is pretty good. Even Brendan Elliott and Brad Parker have actually been pretty decent this year. And Ruben Garrick, you guys like that, you know, unknowns before the season started. I know Elliott and Parker and stuff have played before, but they're not household names or anything. And they're coming in for absolute superstars like Trbojevic and that, and Dylan Walker and all those sort of players. And they're actually doing pretty good. It's a credit to Des Hasler, to be honest. I thought Hasler had lost it, but looks like he still got it. I don't know. I shouldn't have questioned him. Maybe it's just my team. But yeah, the Manly they're doing some really good work. Raiders are also doing pretty good as well. I mean, it was only a 4-point loss. The Raiders, they could have went to first position. It didn't happen, but Raiders still have a pretty good start to the season. That's probably the first time that they've had like a pretty poor game. They only lost by 4 points. So yeah, Raiders doing all right this year. Now, on to the last game of the round. At this point, I had every tip right. We go into this game, and I thought, maybe the Knights will win this one. I mean, last week, the Eels absolutely flogged the team. A lot of the times when teams flog a team, they come out the next week, and they're a little bit, I don't know, overconfident, maybe. Like, they go into it, and, you know, sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but they generally don't have another hiding or anything. It's usually just a gritty win, if anything. But, yeah, the streak, you thought they would come out fired up, but, I mean, I've been saying it every week, expecting the Knights to come out fired up, and last week I went, nah, that's it, I'm done with the Knights, I'm not tipping them, and they bloody come out and put on a hell of a performance. Callum Ponga was back to his best at fullback, very, very good. Clamo laid the foundation there. Just their forward pack as a whole really aimed up. Mitchell Pearce played his best game of the season. It was just a really good all-around performance from the team. I mean, it would have been nice if you could have done this to start the season. All the times I tipped you and you did absolutely nothing, but hey, you finally did it, Knights. Eels, on the other hand, very, very disappointing. They actually had a bit of a comeback in the end. I think Knights are up like something like 20-0, 24-0, something like that. I'm pretty sure it was 20-0. And then the Eels actually had a bit of a comeback. I was thinking, oh my god, I actually might have a chance of getting the round here. But no, they couldn't get it done. I've been talking up Mitchell Moses this year. He's actually been quite good, but yeah, back to 2018 Mitchell Moses, absolute shithouse. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this game. You saw my little rant at the start of the video. That's all that really needs to be said about the Eels and Knights. Anyway, guys, that is the recap done. Let me know in the comment section below, what were your thoughts of round 7? Did you enjoy it? Also, while you're at it, guys, make sure you go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, while you're at it, go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's on the screen right now. Mr. Luke on YT. Also, make sure to like me on Facebook. I've been posting there a fair bit more, so go ahead and give me a like. Righto, guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.